there's a lot of things that the law of assumption / manifestation community online gets wrong. And there's a lot of misinformation, especially when it comes to the kind of quantum physics, quantum mechanics realm. A lot of that stuff is totally incorrect. Manifestation is not what all of these coaches tell you it is. It's very simply neuroscience. It's a combination of neuroscience, your behaviors, your actions, your outlook on life, and also, yes, a little bit of energy. There's energy behind everything, and I'm not saying that that's not real. Manifestation is actually, at its very core, a combination of your reticular activating system being primed to look for specific things, your subconscious beliefs, and your actions leading to certain results. A lot of success stories actually back this up, even though they'll shout to the rooftops that you don't have to take action and you can just sit in bed all day. When they tell a success story, the first thing they say is that they took action, because I've said this before, in order for your life to change, you have to change something. So this idea that there is no process, there's no unfolding, there's nothing like that, is just incorrect. Sure, you can say that manifestation is done as soon as you decide it is, as far as mentally, energetically. But when it comes to the physical world, there needs to be an unfolding. And this unfolding process doesn't have to be hard or intense or stressful. It can be very natural and easy, and it can feel like you're not actually taking action at all, even though you are. But there is still a series of events that unfold. Even for something as simple as manifesting a free coffee, even if it's as simple as that, there is still a decision that somebody's making. There's still an action that somebody is doing, and your actions will influence that. You also need to take opportunities when they come up, and I'll get into this in a second. So you make a decision, you want something, you have a desire. Okay, you've probably already done this part, the reprogramming part. You probably have a lot of subconscious beliefs that this specific thing that you want is not possible for you, or it's unrealistic, or it's just never going to happen for somebody like you. So you start reframing those thoughts, you start reprogramming your mind and priming your subconscious for the idea that this thing is actually possible for me and I can do it. When it comes to reprogramming your subconscious mind, this part takes consistency. Unless you can somehow evoke very, very strong emotion when you're doing this, it's probably going to take you some time to reprogram these thoughts, especially if the root cause of them is trauma or something that did have really heightened emotion attached to it. So this needs to be a consistent effort that you do every single day, because your mind is going to want to go back to your old beliefs because they are familiar, they are safe, they are what your mind has always known. And like I always talk about, this links to your nervous system as well. So while you are reprogramming your subconscious, you also want to be doing nervous system regulation techniques. And this can be anything from breath work, meditation, yoga, stretching, somatic work, therapy or counseling as well. And while you are reprogramming your mind, your nervous system may fight back for a while. It may keep trying to pull you back to where you were. And that's normal, that's natural. It's just trying to bring you back to what's familiar. But you need to keep going. That consistency will pay off. I have many videos on my channel where I talk about nervous system. I have videos where I talk about nervous system regulation techniques and how to regulate your nervous system. I will link them up in the card. Now, when you have reprogrammed your mind and you are focused on whatever it is that you want, your brain will start to notice different things. You have something in your brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS. And the RAS is responsible for categorizing important information. It's part of your survival strategy to keep you safe so that you notice certain things more. But you can prime your RAS for anything. And most of the time, the things that your RAS is primed for is based upon your subconscious beliefs, which is why it is important to work on those. So if you have a belief that all men are trash, you will see trash men everywhere you go. It's also why when you learn a new piece of information or you learn a new word, or you get a new car, you will start seeing that everywhere. It's not that there are suddenly more of them, it's that your RAS is primed to look for it. Whereas before, you wouldn't have even noticed it because it would never have caught your attention. There is a really famous example of how powerful the RAS can be. It's quite an old video now, but it is a video of two people throwing a basketball back and forth. And before you watch the video, you're asked, count how many times they throw the ball. These people are throwing the ball and you're counting, and the video ends and it comes up with, did you see it? Now, majority of people, of course there will be some outliers, but majority of people, because they were so busy focusing on the ball, they did not see the person in a gorilla suit walking in the background. You don't notice it because your brain, your RAS, is primed to focus on the ball. It's why you can miss things that are right in front of you. And you can do this right now. Just choose a color, any color, let's say orange. Focus on the color orange. Look around your room. And you might think there's nothing orange in here. But if you look around, you will notice more and more things that are orange. Things that you never noticed before. I've seen about 5 different things in this room that are orange that I didn't notice before. So that just goes to show with that very simple example that your perception of the world, the way that you are viewing things, your outlook, all completely changes what you can see. I read this book a long time ago. It was called Subliminal, I think, and it had a green cover. I'll put it here. And in that book, it talked about various different studies about how your perception of the world can change what you experience, essentially. Really interesting book, I recommend it. But in that book, they talked about how the raw data that we get from our eyes is actually very low quality. If we could see with just what our eyes take in, we would have very, very poor eyesight. The reason our eyesight is so good is just because our brain is filling in the gaps. A lot of our raw vision is missing details. So our brain will fill in the gaps of what it thinks is missing. And your perceptions and what you expect to see or hear can change what you experience in the world. So when people say you're looking at the world through rose-tinted glasses, it's kind of true. And because you are seeing different things, you are noticing new things, you are able to capitalize on opportunities that before you didn't think were there. If your mind is so busy because it's so stressed out and your nervous system is so activated, you won't be able to get new ideas. You won't be able to think clearly. You won't be able to make good decisions to further your business or decide what to do next. You'll be stressed out and scrambling to figure out what to do. Lead you to try all of this stuff that never works. And it will just reinforce this idea that you can't manifest, you can't achieve anything because nothing ever works out for you. But that's not true. It's just the story that you have made it mean. And like I said, there is an energetic aspect to this as well. The energy that you put out, your vibes, how you come across, all of that stuff matters. We are social animals. We will respond to somebody's energy. If somebody comes across very positive and expansive and light and playful, we are going to want to interact with them. People are going to want to work with you. You are going to get hired more. People are going to want to give you opportunities. Not because you're some mystical, magical being, but because you give off good energy and people like that. It's social science. It's sociology. Would you want to hang out with somebody who's miserable all the time and complains? No, of course not. And all of this stuff interacts with each other. Your energy, your frequency, your subconscious beliefs, your reticular activating system, your nervous system, all of this stuff, when aligned, works together and impacts your life in a certain way. And that could be for the positive or that could be for the negative. Now, you could be doing all of this right. You could have all of your ducks in a row. You could have your subconscious beliefs right. You could have your energy right. You could have a fantastic nervous system. And still, you could experience something really negative. And this is the nuance, and this is the part that I want to emphasize. People like to say that everything you experience is a manifestation. That is not true. You could have all of this down pat. You could do all of this perfectly, and you could still have something bad happen. And no, that is not a limiting belief, that's life. Even these manifestation gurus that talk about everything is you pushed out or everything is a manifestation, they have bad shit happening to them too. Look at the wizard Liz. Look at the situation she's in. And many would consider her a master manifester. We are human beings and we are here having a human experience. And the human experience is imperfect. The human experience has bad shit in it. And that doesn't mean that you can't overcome it, but it doesn't mean that it's never going to happen again. I think we do need to temper our expectations about that. And I think we need to stop shaming people or blaming them for their circumstances. That is not helpful and it is not correct. You can increase your surface area for luck. You can change your perceptions. You can take different action and you can influence your life. You cannot control every single little thing that happens, especially not globally in the world. I do want to go back to action for a second here because I know some people are not going to get the nuance here. I'm not saying that action has to be difficult or stressful or that you have to grind and hustle. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm also not saying that you could just sit in your bed all day and do nothing and expect to get your dream life. You do need to actually do something. And while I wish that wasn't the case, you do. You need to be open enough to receive opportunities, and you also need to be able to take them when they come. It's all well and good being given chances in life, but if you're never taking them because you expect it to just drop into your lap, you're never going to get anywhere. You need to stay open. You need to take these intuitive nudges when they come. You need to follow ideas when you get them. Not in a stressful, panicky way, not in a controlling way, but just in a sense of, that would feel good to do today. That sounds like a good idea. Oh, I feel like I should do this. A kind of quiet nudge that you get in the back of your mind, in your intuition, in your gut. That's the things that you should follow. That is the inspired action. So I hope this made sense. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. I will make more videos about this. I've been quite busy recently, so I haven't had a chance to make any content, but I will try to make more soon. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment letting me know what you think below. I will see you in the next one. Bye.